Unit 9, page 66. Moods. Everyone gets into a bad mood from time to time. Listen to the conversations.
You look upset. Is something wrong?
No, I'm really in a bad mood today.
Why?
Because I'm worried about my math class. I think I failed the test.
Oh, you probably passed.
Well, maybe. I always get nervous when I take a test.
A lot of people do. But don't worry about it. You always do well in math. You really look happy. What's up?
I just got some good news. We got our math test back this morning.
And?
Well, I didn't fail after all. In fact, I only made one mistake.
Great. So, do you feel better now?
Yeah, much better.
You look tired.
Oh, I just feel a little depressed. I always feel that way on Sunday afternoons.
Really? Why?
Because the weekend's almost over.
Well, why don't we go out and do something?
No, I'm not really in the mood.
Come on, maybe we could go to a movie. Lucky in Love is playing at the Baronet.
It is? That's a good idea. You know, I feel better already. What did you think of the movie?
I didn't like it at all.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't laugh at any of the jokes.
That's too bad. I liked it a lot. It really put me in a good mood.
Now listen to the conversations again and repeat each line.
You look upset. Is something wrong?
No, I'm really in a bad mood today.
Why?
Because I'm worried about my math class. I think I failed the test.
Oh, you probably passed.
Well, maybe. I always get nervous when I take a test.
A lot of people do. But don't worry about it. You always do well in math. You really look happy. What's up?
I just got some good news. We got our math test back this morning.
And?
Well, I didn't fail after all. In fact, I only made one mistake.
Great. So, do you feel better now?
Yeah, much better.
You look tired.
Oh, I just feel a little depressed. I always feel that way on Sunday afternoons.
Really? Why?
Because the weekend's almost over.
Well, why don't we go out and do something?
No, I'm not really in the mood.
Come on, maybe we could go to a movie. Lucky in Love is playing at the Baronet.
It is? That's a good idea. You know, I feel better already. What did you think of the movie?
I didn't like it at all.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't laugh at any of the jokes.
That's too bad. I liked it a lot. It really put me in a good mood.
Mood is the topic of our lesson today. Today we want to talk about some people who may be in a good mood or may not be in a good mood. But before that, I want to know your opinion about this and to see how you feel today. How are you feeling today? Are you in a good mood or in a bad mood? Do you feel happy or upset about something? So, I hope you're all in a good mood. So, as you can see on the whiteboard, we can see two people, two college students. They talk about their moods. One of them had a test, had an exam, and well, let me magnify the picture. Well, as you can see here on the top of the page, it says moods. Mood is the state of mind or feeling. It's how we feel, yeah, how our minds are, in fact. So this is called moods. If we are in a good mood, it means we are happy. And if we are in a bad mood, it means we are unhappy or upset about something. So on the top of the page, as you can read, it says, everyone gets into a bad mood from time to time. So everyone means all people, everybody, yeah, gets into a bad mood, means becomes angry or upset from time to time, means sometimes, right? So let me play the audio and we listen together, and at the same time I try to follow them by showing the conversation. Let's see.
Unit 9, page 66. Moods. Everyone gets into a bad mood from time to time. Listen to the conversations.
You look upset. Is something wrong?
No, I'm really in a bad mood today.
Why?
Because I'm worried about my math class. I think I failed the test.
Oh, you probably passed.
Well, maybe. I always get nervous when I take a test.
A lot of people do. But don't worry about it. You always do well in math. You really look happy. What's up?
I just got some good news. We got our math test back this morning.
And?
Well, I didn't fail after all. In fact, I only made one mistake.
Great. So, do you feel better now?
Yeah, much better.
You look tired.
Oh, I just feel a little depressed. I always feel that way on Sunday afternoons.
Really? Why?
Because the weekend's almost over.
Well, why don't we go out and do something?
No, I'm not really in the mood.
Come on, maybe we could go to a movie. Lucky in Love is playing at the Baronet.
It is? That's a good idea. You know, I feel better already. What did you think of the movie?
I didn't like it at all.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't laugh at any of the jokes.
That's too bad. I liked it a lot. It really put me in a good mood.
All right, so this was what we heard. We listened to these different people. Now we take a look at them. We take a look at the whole page, the whole situation about the first two people. There are two parts, part A and part B. It shows two different situations, two different days, in fact. Now, I want to magnify it so that we could see what they talk about, and we could explain the new words and expressions that we have, and we look at them closely. So as you can see here on the top of the page, it says moods. And as I said earlier, mood means state of mind or feelings. So moods is the plural form of mood, different feelings that people have at different times. On the top of the page, it says everyone gets into a bad mood from time to time. So as we said earlier, everyone means everybody, all people, every person gets into a bad mood, means becomes angry, feels sad, feels upset. From time to time means sometimes, not very often, sometimes. So let's see now. Let me adjust the page. Okay, so here Janet and Gary talk to each other. So Janet says, "You look upset," says to her friend or her classmate. You look means your face shows that you are upset, means you are unhappy, you feel sad, you don't feel okay. So this look means your face shows some situations, some feelings, some emotions that you have. So this look is different from looking. For example, sometimes you say, I look at you, or I'm looking at you. So that's different. This look is different from that. When we say you look happy or you look upset, it means your face shows the situation or the emotion. So upset means unhappy. Yeah? Is something wrong? Is there a problem? So maybe you remember that most of the time people ask, is anything wrong? They ask questions with anything or any in general. Of course, that is also correct. But the question is, why do we have is something wrong here? Why doesn't she say, is anything wrong? The point is, when we say, is anything wrong, we are not 100% sure if there is a problem or not. 50% there may be a problem, 50% may not be a problem. So we say, is anything wrong? But when we say, is something wrong, it means we are almost sure there is a problem. So that's why we say, is something wrong? And most likely, we expect the person to say, yes, there is something wrong, this is my problem, that is my problem. Because of this, we use something here. Is something wrong? Gary says, oh, I'm really in a bad mood today. I feel a little angry, or I feel upset, unhappy today. And really, really means truly. This is the truth. Yeah? This is the fact. In reality, really. She says, why? And he says, because I'm worried about my math class. Yeah, I'm worried. Means I feel nervous. Yeah. When we are worried, it means we are not sure about the good result of something. So we are worried. Math class, mathematics. We know mathematics is a science about numbers and calculations and things like that. I think I failed the test. So I think, I imagine, that I didn't pass the exam. I failed the test. So I didn't pass the test or the exam. Then she says, oh, you probably passed. Probably here means most likely. Yeah, it is likely or it is expected that you pass the test. Yeah, for example, 90%, I'm sure you passed the test. You probably passed. It is expected that you passed. Then Gary says, well, maybe, well, perhaps. Well is a word that in these cases we use when we need a little time to say something, to concentrate. We say, well, we need a short time to say something. Yeah. Maybe, perhaps, it is possible. It is possible what? It is possible that I pass the exam or the test. I always get nervous when I take the test. Well, I always get worried, yeah, when I take a test, when I take an exam. Or take a test means when we have the exam, when we have the test. We have a paper and we have to answer the questions. So we say, take a test, take the exam. Then Janet says, a lot of people do. A lot of people do what? Means a lot of people get nervous, a lot of people get worried when they take tests or exams. But don't worry about it. Don't feel nervous, don't feel bad about it, about the result of the exam. You always do well in math. Most of the time, always means all the time, most of the time, all the time. All the time you do well in math means you have a good result in math. Your mathematics is good and your number is always good number in math. You get a good result in math, in mathematics. Okay, so let's go to the next part. Let me adjust. So the next day, another day, they see each other, they talk to each other, Janet and Gary. She says to Gary, you really look happy. You look happy. Remember that? You look happy means your face shows that you are happy. Yeah? Well, then she says, what's up? What's up means what happened. Yeah, it's a good expression. A lot of people say what's up means what happened. He says, I just got some good news. I received some good news. Yeah, yeah. Someone told me something that is news. When we hear something on television, radio, or something from other people, that is news. Yeah, we get updated. So news. So good news. We got our math tests back this morning. This morning, we got the result of the mathematics test. We got it back. The teacher gave it back to us. And Janet says, and this and means that we are expecting to hear the result of something. So when we say and, we mean, okay, tell me the result, tell me what happened. Then he says, well, I didn't fail after all. Finally, I didn't fail the test. So after all means finally or in the end, after all. I didn't fail means I passed the test. In fact, I only made one mistake. In fact is about the truth, the reality. In fact means I'm telling you the reality, in reality, or as a matter of fact, or to tell you the truth. I made one mistake, only one mistake. Means I answered all of the questions correctly, but only one of them was not correct. So I made a mistake. Means I answered one of the questions incorrectly, not correctly. So mistake means wrong, when something is wrong. To make a mistake means to do something in a wrong way. Then Janet says, great. Great means very good. It's very good. So, do you feel better now? So is about the result of something. When we have a conclusion, when we want to talk about the conclusion of something, we say, so, do you feel better now? Do you feel okay? Better. Better is the comparative degree of good. Better is from good. So good, when we have the adjective good, we go one step higher, it means better. So good, and then one step higher than good means better. So, do you feel better now? What is now? At this time. Now. Then he says, yeah, much better. Yeah is the informal form of yes, the friendly way of saying yes. And much better. So, we said that better is one step higher and stronger than good. But here it says much better. Much is added to make it go one step higher than that. So much makes it stronger, intensifies better. So when we add much to better, we make better even stronger, much better. All right? All right, okay. So let's go to the next page. I need some time to bring the next page, to bring it to the whiteboard, the next page. All right. Okay. Now, let me correct the size. Let's see. All right, so this is the whole size. So in this way, first we can get the whole picture of the situation. So you can see there are two people talking to each other. There are two parts, part C and part D. Yeah. So now let me magnify it, make it bigger. More even much bigger. So these are two people who talk to each other, and now the conversation that we have. Just a moment. So Frank and Evelyn talk to each other. Frank, of course, is the man. Evelyn is the woman or girl. Frank says to Evelyn, "You look tired." So, do you remember look? We had it before. What does look mean? Remember? Yeah, sure. Well done. Good. So, you look here again means your face shows. Your face shows something about your feeling. Your face shows you are tired. What is tired? When we work a lot, we get tired. We become tired. You know, our bodies need rest. Maybe we need to go to sleep a little because we are tired. This is about the physical situation, of course. But sometimes some people look tired mentally, maybe not physically tired. Maybe they are in a bad mood, maybe they are bored or something. So, anyway, you look tired. Your face shows you are tired. Then Evelyn says, "Oh, I just feel a little depressed. Yeah, I only feel a little sad. I feel a little unhappy, sad, depressed. I always feel that way on Sunday afternoons. All the time, on all Sunday afternoons, I feel that way." What way? What does she mean? Depressed. It means every Sunday I have this feeling in the afternoon. I feel sad or unhappy. And then Frank says, "Really? Why?" Really means truly. In fact, really? Truly? Why? Because the weekend's almost over. Because the weekend is almost finished. Weekend is over means the weekend is finished. Almost over. Almost, it means it is not completely finished. Yeah, maybe 80% of that is gone. 90% is gone. It's almost. So almost is about 90%, 80%, not completely. It means not completely. So the weekend is almost over. What does it mean? Once again, it means the weekend is nearly finished. And what is weekend? What are the weekends? We have 2 days as weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Well, why don't we go out and do something? He suggests. This why is not a real question, it's a suggestion. He says, let's go out of home, and do something. Do some activities, something. She says, "No, I'm not really in the mood." I'm not in the mood means I'm not prepared. I'm not ready to do that. When we are not in the mood of something, to do something means we are not ready to do it. But when we say we are in the mood or I am in the mood of something, means I am ready to do it and I like to do it. But now she says I don't like to do it. I'm not in the mood. Then Frank says, "Come on." Come on here is used for persuasion. Persuasion means to make someone agree with us, to make someone accept our idea, suggestion, whatsoever. For example, let me give you an example. Imagine a father and a child are outside. Then the child says to the father, "Father, please buy that toy for me. I like that toy. Will you buy it for me?" Father says, "Well, maybe next month. Let's not do it now. I will buy it next month for you." Then the child says to the father, "Come on. I want it now. Please buy it now. So the child wants the father to agree with him or her. Come on, here. Of course, come on has different meanings. Here it means that. Maybe we could go to a movie. Perhaps we could go to see a film, to go to the cinema, to watch a film or movie. So movie means film. Lucky in Love is playing at the Baronet. Lucky in Love is the name of the movie, of course, but the meaning of lucky means to have a good chance. Yeah. For example, when we have a good chance about anything, we are lucky. For example, you buy a lottery ticket and you win $1 million. So you are lucky. Or for example, you are looking for a job, you suddenly find a good job. So you are lucky. Your chance is good. Your chance is high. So you are lucky. So lucky in love. What is love? When we like someone very much, we love someone. So to like different people very much, that is love. Is playing at the Baronet, is showing. This movie is showing at the Baronet. Baronet is the name of the movie theater or the cinema. The name is Baronet. Then she says it is, means really it is. It is playing. The movie is playing. That's a good idea. It's a good opinion. It's a good suggestion. So idea is what we think, yeah? What we have in mind is idea or opinion or thinking. Idea. You know, I feel better already. You know is a very popular expression. Yeah, when we want to say something to someone, when we want to give someone, make someone aware of a situation or give some good news or something, we say, you know, yeah, I feel better already. Already means before now. For example, this is the present time. Already means a short time before now. Yeah. For example, she means a few seconds ago or a minute ago when you talked about it, I felt happy a minute ago before now. So already. Okay. The next part, let me adjust this. I need some time. Okay, so let me go up. So let's look at them. So it shows they are together. We saw the movie. They are getting out, or they got out of the movie theater. They are talking to each other. So Evelyn says to Frank, what did you think of the movie? What is your idea or what is your opinion about the movie? What did you think of the movie? He says, I didn't like it at all. I didn't like it at all. At all means nothing. It is used in negative and question form. It means when nothing exists, we say at all. Nothing exists in something. I didn't like it at all. Even not 1%. Really? Why not? Why didn't you like it? He says, I don't know. I don't know the reason. I just didn't laugh at any of the jokes. Joke is a funny story, yeah? A very short story which is funny. It makes us laugh. This is joke. He says, I didn't laugh at any of the jokes. So those jokes, those funny stories were not interesting to me. So they didn't make me laugh. I didn't laugh at the jokes. Then Evelyn says, that's too bad. Too bad. Too means very, very. Yeah? Too is stronger than very. So too means very, very. It's very bad. Very, very bad. Too bad. And of course, bad means not good. Yeah? Good, the opposite, bad. I liked it a lot. I like what? What does she mean? I like the movie. I like the movie or the film very much. So a lot means very much. It really put me in a good mood. The movie, the film made me happy. Put me in a good mood means made me happy. I have a good feeling, yeah, about that. All right. So this was the conversation and the explanation that we had. Now let's see what we do. I just get out of this page and bring the first page
Back.
just a moment. So this is page 1. Now it's time to listen to the conversations and repeat each line. Sentence by sentence, there are pauses for us. It's also very important that we listen carefully and repeat each line. There are 2 purposes for that. One purpose is to improve our listening ability. Yeah? We train our ears, yeah, to understand the words that the English speakers say. We practice it. We train our ears to understand them well. And after that, by repeating, we improve our pronunciation. We test ourselves to see how we can repeat the words exactly like the native speakers who speak. So, because of these 2 purposes, this activity is very important. Okay? Now I magnify the pictures and play the audio. Just a moment. Here. Let's see. All right. All right. Now I play the audio and we listen and repeat each line.
Now listen to the conversations again and repeat each line.
You look upset. Is something wrong?
Oh, I'm really in a bad mood today.
Why?
Because I'm worried about my math class. I think I failed the test.
Oh, you probably passed.
Well, maybe. I always get nervous when I take a test.
A lot of people do. But don't worry about it. You always do well in math. You really look happy. What's up?
I just got some good news. We got our math test back this morning. Well, I didn't fail after all. In fact, I only made one mistake.
Great. So, do you feel better now?
Yeah, much better.
You look tired.
Oh, I just feel a little depressed. I always feel that way on Sunday afternoons.
Really? Why?
Because the weekend's almost over.
Well, why don't we go out and do something?
No, I'm not really in the mood.
Come on, maybe we could go to a movie. Lucky in Love is playing at the Baronet.
It is? That's a good idea. You know, I feel better already. What did you think of the movie?
I didn't like it at all.
Really? Why not?
I don't know. I just didn't laugh at any of the jokes.
That's too bad. I liked it a lot. It really put me in a good mood.
All right. Thanks. Good work. Good job. Okay. Now let's see. Let me go to this part. Just a moment. Now, okay, there is, as usual, an exercise. Figure it out. Do you remember it? What does it mean, figure it out? Understand it. So, it's about understanding the conversations that we have. Say right, wrong, or I don't know. So, if these sentences, in fact, are the same, they contain the same information as we heard in the conversation, we answer right. If it is not the same, if they are different, we say it's wrong because there is no harmony between them. But if there is no information about that, if any of these sentences say something that we don't have any information, in the conversation we say, I don't know. So, number one, Janet thinks Gary failed his math test. Of course, it is an example. It says wrong, but I want you to tell me why wrong. How do we know it is wrong? Any idea? Yeah, of course it is wrong because Janet says you always do well in math, and she says you probably passed in part A. So it is wrong. It's not correct. Number two, Gary isn't a very good math student. What do you think? What do you say? Is Gary a bad math student, really? Right or wrong? Of course it is wrong. Okay, thanks. Because in part A, Janet says you always do well in math. So he's a good math student. It is wrong. Number three, Gary made a lot of mistakes on the test. What do you think? Right or wrong? Yeah, okay, thanks. You are right. So it is again wrong because Gary made one mistake in part B. He said, I only made one mistake. Remember it? So it is wrong. not a lot of mistakes. Number 4, Gary passed the test. What do you say? What do you think? Sure, right. Because in part B, he says, I didn't fail after all. So I didn't fail means I passed the test. So number 5, Evelyn is usually in a good mood on Sunday afternoons. What do you say? Yeah, it is wrong because Evelyn says, I feel depressed, I feel sad, unhappy, I'm not happy on Sunday afternoon. But here it says, in a good mood. She is not in a good mood. So it is wrong. Number 6, Frank wants Evelyn to feel better. What do you think? Sure, that's right. Why? Because he suggests that they go out and do something. So he wants her to feel better and be in a better mood. So that's right. Number 7, Evelyn laughed at all the jokes in the movie. What do you think? Well, yeah, the answer is I don't know. But we know, of course, that she liked it. She liked the movie, and the movie put her in a good mood. But we don't know exactly if she laughed at all of the jokes, or half of the jokes, or some of the jokes. We don't know. There is no information there. So we say, I don't know. Yeah? Okay. Number 8. Evelyn is in a better mood because she went to the movie. What do you think? I want to know your opinion. Sure, that's right. Okay, that's right. Because she says, it put me in a good mood. And she said, I liked it a lot. Remember? So that's right. Okay. The next exercise, just a moment. Yeah, this is a bit slow. It moves slowly. All right. Answer that's great or that's too bad. Here, if any of these sentences say something positive to us, if any of them says something positive and something good, we say that's great. But if they say something negative, we say that's too bad. That's very bad. Number 1, I just got some good news. Of course, it is positive to have some good news, so that's great is the answer, is the reaction. Number 2, I failed my driver's test. Driver's test is for driving the car, right? When you want to drive a car, you must have a driving license, right? So you must have a test. He says or she says, I failed my driver's test. Is it positive or negative? What do you think? Okay, all right. So that's too bad because failing a test is negative, is not positive. Number 3, I only made one mistake on the test. Yeah, sure, that's great. Making only one mistake means you answered all of them correctly except one of them. Only one of them was wrong. So that's great. Number 4, I had a really boring weekend. What is boring? Means it's not interesting. Not interesting. So what should we say? Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's too bad. It's not positive, it is negative. It's not positive to have a boring weekend. Number 5, I'm going to take a trip to Switzerland, a country in Europe, a beautiful country in Europe. Hmm? What do you think? Sure, of course it is positive, and we say, that's great. Okay, number 6. I can't go to the movies tonight after all. Remember after all? What was that? After all means finally, at last, in the end. So, positive or negative? What do you say? Mm-hmm. Yeah, thank you. So we say that's too bad because we understand that he or she made a plan. She wanted or he wanted to go to the movies, to the cinema, to watch the film or movie, but something happened, unexpectedly happened, and now he or she cannot go to the movies. She or he wanted to go, but can't go now. So we say, that's too bad. All right. Okay, thanks. Good work. So this was the beginning of the new unit. Let's get ready to go to the next part. All right? Okay, just a moment.
Page 70. What kind of car is that? Steve's working at the shop when Russell Evans comes in. 1. Comprehension dialogue. Listen to the conversation.
Hi, I'm having a problem with my car. I heard your ad on the radio and thought maybe you could fix it.
What's the matter with it?
It's the engine. It's making a funny noise.
Let's take a look at it. Is it parked outside?
Yes, it's over there.
Wow. What kind of car is that?
It's a 1949 Peugeot.
No kidding. Where did you get it?
I bought it from a movie studio in Hollywood.
Really? I've never seen one before.
There aren't too many around. You look a little worried. You know, your ad says you can fix anything.
I'll see what I can do.
30 minutes later.
I'm sorry, sir, but I can't find the problem. I've never worked on anything like this car before.
But your ad says you can fix anything.
I can. I mean, it's such an old model. I don't think anyone could fix it.
All right, folks. This was the comprehension dialogue that we heard. Now, based on this story, the story of this dialogue that we heard, we have a figure it out exercise, and it wants us to make sure that we understood the whole story. So in this exercise, we have some sentences which are not in the correct order. In fact, they are out of order, and we should put them in order. So these sentences are not organized, they are disorganized. Okay, so let's think about it and we check them together later. All right, okay, so let's see. We have sentences from number 1 to 7. Of course, the number 1 that we see here says Steve tried to fix the car. This is not the first thing that happened. So we want to see which sentence the real number 1 is. So let's see what the correct sequence of the story is. So if you look at number 5, which says Steve wrote an ad for his shop. So this is the first thing that happened, chronologically. After that, number 3, Russell Evans heard Steve's ad on the radio. This is the second thing that happened. The next thing that happened is number 6 here. Russell Evans brought his car to Steve's shop. The next thing that happened is number 7. Steve asked Russell Evans where he got the car. So what happened next? Number 4. Russell Evans said that he bought his car from a movie studio in Hollywood. After that, look at number 1. The next thing that happened is Steve tried to fix the car. And finally, the last thing that happened is number 2. Steve said, "I'm sorry, sir, but I can't find the problem." So this is how we put these sentences in the correct order. Okay?
Page 71. 3. Listen in. Archie and Margaret are talking about the car that Steve is trying to fix. Read the statements below. Then listen to the conversation and fill in the missing words.
That man looks upset.
Yeah, I wonder what's wrong.
It looks like Steve can't fix his car.
I hope Steve doesn't ask us to fix it.
Yeah, I get nervous when I work on expensive cars like that one.
Now fill in the missing words. 4. Say it right. Say the words below. Then practice the conversation. First, listen to and repeat each word. Failed. Past. Wanted. Now listen to the conversation.
I think I failed my business test.
I'm sure you passed.
I don't know. I wanted to study more, but I was so tired.
Now listen to the conversation again and repeat each line.
I think I failed my business test.
I'm sure you passed.
I don't know. I wanted to study more, but I was so tired.
Alright, folks. Now we reach another very important part of our lesson. Part 5, your turn. Your turn means you should do it now. It's your turn now. Based on what we heard and what we have done during the whole lesson, now we should try to fill in the blanks by using our imaginations in order to complete each sentence in the frame we have. So as you can see, there is a dialogue between two people, Paul and Michael. So let's think about the whole conversation they say to each other, and based on what we hear from them and what we read, we guess what we can write in the blanks. Think about it for a while. Okay? Alright, now that you're ready, let's see what we can do. On the top it says, Paul's talking to his friend Michael while Archie and Margaret work on his car. Act out the conversation means perform the conversation. Paul says, you seem a little depressed. Then in the blank, what should we write? Yeah. Is something wrong? Yeah, alright. Michael says, I'm worried about my business course. Paul says, why? Then Michael says something. What do you think he says? Yeah, of course, by looking at the next sentence, we can guess what he said before. Of course, here he says, I think I failed the test. Then in the next line we see Paul says, oh, you probably passed. And then the next part, Michael says something. What do you think he says? Yeah, He says, well, maybe I always get nervous when I take a test. Then Paul says, yeah, you always get nervous, but then you always do well. Listen. Then we have a blank. What should we say, do you think? Why don't we go to a movie? Yeah. How do we understand we should say, why don't we go to a movie? Because in the next line, Michael says, what's playing? Playing is about the movie, of course. This is the way we understand. This is how we understand the answer. Then, after that, Paul says, well, the Lost Galaxy is at the State Theater. Michael says, it is. And then, what do you think we should say? Yeah, that's a good idea. This is what Michael says. So all these are what we learned before. Yeah, we learned all these words and expressions. Okay, thank you. Good job. See you next time for our next lesson. All right, bye.